Welcome to Post Game Podcast. I'm your host, June. I got my boy B Foster. How you doing, bro?
We back with another one.
What's up with your dog, man? I'm gonna get right to it, man. What's up with your man? Get your boy. Get your boy, man.
What was that?
Mr. Ivey, bro.
Man.
His shooting has gone. This is a children's show. I can't say what I want to say, but there was a hot streak he had, and then nothing.
Yeah, I'll give you a stat. So it says Jaden Ivey's first 23 games. Okay, so this is the first. Okay, yeah, let's do this.
I can't pull the stat up. I've been trying to pull the stat up, but go ahead and read it to the people.
So Jaden Ivey's first 23 games, 28% from three. Pretty nasty word.
Mm-hmm.
His next 24 games, 43% from three. That's the hot streak you're referring to. Did I show you this highlight?
Yeah, you showed it to me. I tried to pull it on the screen. I'm having some issues with my display, but.
And then his last 10 games. Now, mind you, he started off at 28%, so pretty bad. His last 10 games. Now, everybody talk about him being benched and his confidence. Nah. Mm-hmm. He had 43% from three for a 24-game period. Last 10 games, 17. That's a SAR type numbers. 17%.
Don't put my boy in there, man. You ain't have to throw those.
Because he's been improving. I can't even, but that is alarming. That is alarming to say the very least, considering he shot the ball pretty well last year. Without Cade, I don't want to make any speculations or but what you gonna say? What were you gonna say?
It's the inconsistency for me, right? I mean, we all was fussing when he wasn't playing, right?
Right.
So is it him? Because we vouched for him. When he didn't start, when he was playing Killian, and we said, hey, Ivey should be starting, and then you give him, he's had a decent sample size of starts and playing time this year. And what we're seeing is a very inconsistent Jaden Ivey. Now, I'm an Ivey fan, but I'm going to keep it real. I mean, you have to be better than what you've been playing. I mean, especially going forward. This is that year where, I understand, hey, if you just ain't, things have gone so badly record-wise. I can understand how some games you're not up for playing. But no, we need you to be more consistent. We believe in you. We need you to, and I'm not saying shoot 50% from three, but you can't shoot 17. You can't shoot 17% from three-point line. Just can't. There's under no circumstances is that I can shoot 17% from three-point line.
Yeah, I mean, we need that production out of a starting lineup. When we line up with the best of the best, like you gotta at least have a 1-2 punch out there. And Ivey has just been so like 11 points, and 12 points, and like we need him to be averaging 20 or somewhere close to 20 points a game. Granted, they were both pretty bad against the Magic. Cade had like 9, and I don't think they went back to. They stayed with the bench and didn't even go back to the starters because the lead was kind of insurmountable. But they have to operate better. Ivey's got to shoot better from the outside if it's going to work. Or and I don't know to what level Williams has tried to stagger the two of them to where Cade's not always playing with them. But I know he did say that he would prefer to not have two undersized guards out there,
Mhm.
referencing Ivy and like a Sasser, or even though I don't consider Ivy to be that undersized, but that's what he explained to be his reluctancy with putting Ivy in the second unit is the fact that he didn't want two small guards out there. So I don't know. I don't know. Something's got to give, and for whatever reason, Cade and Ivy are just not operating cohesively, and it's hurting us.
Yeah, it's with the current problems, turnovers, you can't add inconsistent shooting on top of that. Because one thing has remained solid. They still turn the ball over. You can depend on these players to turn the ball over. With and with spotty shooting, I mean, there's some games though, Foster. I see the potential in having a good defensive team. I see it. I see it some games, and I'm like, these guys, these athletes are hustling, and they're getting, they're batting away, they're blocking shots, they're hustling, they're getting steals, they're getting after it on defense. Playing great defense on half court sets sometimes, and but for the majority of the time, it's just the ability is there. I don't see the effort every night,
Yeah.
and I don't know, man. I think it's time to really, really reevaluate what we have and make some changes. I mean, I'm not saying get rid of people. I'm just saying it's time to really, really look at what we have and do a serious evaluation. And I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about uh, the general manager. I'm talking about Troy. I'm talking about Monty Williams. They need to get together, get on the same page as far as personnel because this personnel doesn't mesh well at all. Just it's not working. It's just there's no other way to say it. I want to be nice, but at the same time, I have to keep it, keep it a thou wow. The personnel packages that's put in there just aren't working. Um, I predicted the Pistons would win about 10 games after the All Star break. They still can, but it's going to be tough.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not talking about 10 games, but I'm talking about 10 games after, out of 10 out of the 28 that was remaining after the All Star. And that's why I said they would win at least once every 3 games. You know what I'm saying? So they still can, but they need to pick up the pace. When's the next game?
Tonight against Brooklyn.
And see, that's the thing. Like, as a fan, I hear that and I'm like, oh, we're going to win that. Where is it
You
at?
see, Ben Simmons is scared. He's out for the season. He didn't want to see us. So
He might as well retire.
that's that's what I said.
He might as well retire. Is that here or in Brooklyn?
That's a good question.
We haven't played at home in a while, it seems like.
I think that Cleveland game was at home.
Oh, that didn't count.
That was a Friday, I think. Yeah, that's in Detroit.
Okay. I am going to watch that game tonight.
Why
I'm going
not?
to watch the game. I have nothing else to do. I'm going to watch the game. It's at home. I'm going to watch the game. And if they win, I'll go live tonight, right after the game.
You gonna go to live tonight if we win? Okay.
We win and we'll go
This
live
is
tonight.
this is a winnable game. This isn't like a off the,
I,
Brooklyn's
that's,
pretty bad this
what
year.
I'm saying. That's the fan speaking, like, oh, we're going to win this game. That's the first thing that came to my mind. But if they win, I'll be on saying, hey, we got one.
I just hope Grimes plays tonight because he
He
didn't
didn't play
play.
the last couple games, did he?
Right. Right.
And one thing I can say though, when Fontecchio's on, is that his name?
Yes.
When he's on, he's on.
That's been the big talk is he needs to start at the four, Stewart needs to come off the bench. And I am with those sentiments. He is a guy that you cannot leave open. He's not scared to let it fly. And he's put up some pretty good numbers. And he's played pretty well defensively, not to the level of, probably not he's obviously not as defensively imposing as a Stewart. He's obviously only 6'7", but if we need to be giving him 30 minutes a game, and he's going to get paid. He's going to get
Mhm.
paid by Detroit this summer because it's just a shame we can't get everybody on the same page because he complements Cade very well, but you got Ivy throwing up bricks, so it's like you find a winner in Fontecchio, and Ivy falls off a cliff.
It's like, man. I mean, I have no choice but to think it's the matchups. Like, I mean, it's the lineups because you add a shooter and your shooting guard becomes dormant. He's like, we finally get you got some help out here. And
Right.
then I don't know. I don't know. I'm an old school guy. I say if your offense is not working, your defense, you got to turn that up.
Yeah.
You got to turn that up. You got to turn it up
Yeah.
defensively. Get some stops. Get some easy buckets. Once you get a couple layups going and your confidence is up, it does wonders. Like it's crazy. And like you've been on the court for Foster. I mean, you ball on a regular. You know how it is when those first couple shots go in. Your confidence goes through the roof, and somehow them shots get to going.
Yeah.
But it happens both ways though. That shot's not falling. When it's
Oh,
not
we
falling,
saw that during the losing streak.
second guessing yourself, not wanting to shoot. But hey, I've always said, get to the rim. Your jumper's not falling, get to the rim. If you can get to the rim, there's so many things that can happen. You can create, you can dish, get to the cup. You get a higher percentage shot, get to the cup. And if goes hand in hand with playing good defense, you get some steals, it's going to lead to transition baskets. So your jumper's falling short. Hey man, you got to grit, got to just, play some defense, man. We're going to take a quick break. I know it's fast, but let's get this quick break out the way. We'll come back and we'll talk some more Pistons basketball. Foster, I ain't gonna lie, man. I was really excited for the games after the second half, after the All-Star break, and it's like, back to reality. Because it's like Grimes is here, Tecchio, uh, Fournier. We're going to get some scoring. There's going to be a lot of scoring going on, and they have scored. They just give up 40 points in the first quarter every game.
I mean, we didn't. Well, outside of Grimes, we didn't add any defensive stalwarts exactly.
Yeah.
So
The last game versus Miami, I'm watching it, and I think Miami, the score at the end of the first quarter was 40-36, and I'm like, there's another 40-point quarter. They decided to play defense in the second half. I mean, the second quarter though, because they didn't score. I think they only wound up with like 60 something at the half.
oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, and that's still a lot. I think they had like 65 at half. It was something like that. And I'm like, yeah, they decided to play some defense in the second quarter. But you can't give up 40 points in a quarter.
Yeah. And Miami's not exactly a offensive juggernaut.
No, not to Miami. I can if you tell me Philly with Embiid, Milwaukee, or Boston scored 40 in a quarter, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's them. But Miami, come on, man.
We had Duncan Robinson looking like the second coming of Larry Bird.
He does that every time he plays us. Last year I was saying I want him on the team. Remember last year I kept saying I want Duncan Robinson needs to be a Piston. Yeah, I can understand if Cleveland gets 40 points. I hate talking about Cleveland.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, we played them. Yeah, we played them recently. Yeah, we played Cleveland,
that was a close
Orlando.
game. That was a close game here.
The Cleveland game?
Yeah,
Yeah. And so was the the Miami game was a tough fought game.
that was a tough one. I mean, one thing will say, they have been a lot more competitive. Like as of recently, they've been a lot. I, they've been they've been in games. They've been within striking distance to a couple minutes of good basketball as opposed to what they played. They win a few of those.
Yeah.
But at this point, this is all I'm asking for. Entertain me. You know, be competitive. Show me something for next year. And that's all I'm asking. That's all you can ask for. What's the record, Foster?
9-49, is it?
Oh, that's nasty work. Oh, God. That is nasty work.
9-52. 9-52. Way worse than
Oh, even worse. 9-52. I mean, I gotta do something real quick. I gotta look up because even so, 9-52. I gotta look something up. Hold on a second. If I were that's even bad. That's even bad in baseball as a hitter.
Yeah, hitting one. Yeah.
You're batting 173 in baseball, 9-52. That's not, and actually that's 9 out of 61. That makes it worse. If you hold on a second.
Yeah, because that's about one.
Yeah.
What would that be? I don't know.
Okay.
I ain't a mathematician, so I won't.
That's you're batting 147 if you have nine if you're 9 out of 61 games. So if you got 9 for 61, you're batting that's not a good percentage at all. And that's the Pistons winning percentage. 147. Horrible. I've never seen anything like this.
Not with my not in not this close to home for sure.
I mean, I haven't seen anything like this in basketball. There was one season where Philly went 15-67, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I do me a favor, Foster, while we're talking. Look up Washington's record. Because I think that their record is just as bad, if not, and Foster's frozen. He looks really crazy. If you can hear me, go out and come back in, Foster. Let's see here. Let's get him out of here. I'm going to look up Washington Wizards record. And their record is they're 9-52 as well. They have the same record. And that brings much joy to my heart because I still remember Kyle Kuzma saying, "Oh, we not losing, not to them, not." And they were only like won a few more games than the Pistons. I'm like, bro, you are in the same boat, like literally in the same boat. I got to look up San Antonio, and I think they're fair. They've been playing good lately. They've been playing a lot better as of late. That doggone computer Ran out of steam, huh? Can you hear me, Foster?
I can hear you.
Computer ran out of steam, huh?
Yeah, I can't get it to boot back up. I don't know what's going on with it, but
Yeah.
yeah.
And
You were talking about bad you were talking about bad records in Philly and
well, what I while you were gone, I mentioned I looked up the Wizards record and they have the same exact record. They're 9-52.
yeah, they're on a crazy they're on a I think a 17 game losing streak right now. So
Come on. 12 more in a row. 12 more in a row. I need you to lose 12 more in a row. Because
in one season it's crazy.
I still remember Kyle Kuzma. Oh, we ain't losing to them. To them. Bro, you are them. Your team, and I said the nerve. Your team is not that much better, if at all. So yeah, it brings joy to my heart. I looked up the San Antonio's record just to see how far off we are from being the worst, and they're 13-49. So
Only 40, yeah, only 4 games.
yeah. So they're not that much better, and they had Wimby. You know what I
They
mean?
do. We
They
have
draft.
Kate though, for what it's
Uh-huh.
worth.
No, I'm just
We have
saying,
a
like, I
we have
mean,
a number
last
one
year's
pick of
jack.
our own, but
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, last year's jackpot. We were disappointed because we didn't get the number one pick, and I'm still disappointed. And I wish we would have got Wimby, but San Antonio, with probably a better coach, arguably a better coach.
probably.
Hey, hey, I'm.
That's not even what
I
you
mean,
gotta think about it.
okay, with a better coach, and they're in the same boat. They're 4 games better than we are.
Yeah, they're not trying to win this year though. There's no doubt about that.
No, no. What do you think they need though?
They just need more. They just need another. They just need more talent. When you look at like they got Keldon Johnson, they got Vassell, but well, for one, they need a point guard. They do not have a point guard. Jones, yeah, the point guard they have is a serviceable. I keep wanting to call him a quarterback, a serviceable point guard, but he is not a starting NBA point guard, I believe. And they just need more talent around him. Um, that's just what it comes down to. So yeah, just more talent, really.
Yeah.
I
As
don't think there's not one specific position that I think that I outside of point guard and probably a power forward. I don't even know who they're if they have a true power forward right now. I mean, Wemby plays like I don't know what he plays like. He's
I have
seven.
no idea who's on their team outside of Wimby.
Oh yeah, Keldon Johnson played for the USA and Devin Vassell just got paid. He's pretty good, but um, yeah, like I said, the NBA is a very talented league right now. So like they've got decent players, but you get to that bench and it really gets dark once you get to the bench. So
You know what's it's funny because I look at the Pistons, right? And I still think we have good players.
we do.
I think we have good players. I just don't think they play well together.
Not at all. Yeah, I mean, Ivy. There's a lot of teams that would love to have Ivy right now, but
Yeah.
um, just the way it's looked um, with him alongside our other players hasn't been good.
Yeah. 9-52. That leaves us with about 21 games left in the season. And I can't lie, Foster. I can't wait till those 21 games are over.
Yeah, I was gonna tell you to title the episode "Are We There Yet?" Because it's like I'm definitely
Well,
anticipating.
I still can.
Yeah, I mean that's where my energy is at. I just realized on my laptop. There we go. Yeah.
What happened to your laptop?
That you know how you have like the basically it unplugged, but it's not the plug that's directly into the outlet. It's that in between plug. I don't know if you've seen how laptop chargers
Hmm.
they're they're split into two different sides. If that makes any sense. It's hard to explain, but it's that other plug, not that immediate one that you check that goes into the socket.
Okay.
But yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking very forward to this season being over.
Yeah, yeah, that. I mean, it's gonna be. I think I still, you know how it is. There's no team that you enjoy watching more than your team, so it's unfortunate that we can't watch them into the playoffs. But um, yeah, you can't help but look forward into the off season and what we'll do in free agency and the draft and all that. Not that there's, super standout draft, super standout players to go after in the draft. But
Well, do
um,
you know of any? Can you look up real fast any free agents of note
Miles
next year?
Bridges,
I'm not getting my hopes up.
well, I mean, yeah.
I,
If I can get my laptop rolling, I can check. But obviously, I'm on my phone right now.
yeah, that's one thing we need to do is we need to really find out what we got to look forward to as far as free agency. Um, I think we do have players that are that we could actually trade for.
Yeah, I don't know who would. I mean, I obviously Ivy is a guy that probably still has some value at this point. Um, because I do feel that Cade if it's one or the other, Cade is going to hold precedence over Ivy. But outside of that, what Stewart, Duran, are we looking to move on from him? Um,
Yeah.
we don't have a lot of value. We will have a lottery pick.
Mm, okay. The
What?
thing is, the thing that scares me about the lottery picks is one thing we don't need is youth.
No,
Like,
no, I said we have that. We have that to trade.
oh yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure.
Oh,
But the,
okay.
but the crazy thing about that though, Foster, is it's not a crazy talent pool in the draft. In my opinion, I haven't watched hardly any NCAA basketball this
Yeah, but if you're a team that's looking for if you're a team that's looking to get more youthful and and has time for a project type player, you might I mean a number we I mean a number one pick, number two pick, number three pick, those are still valuable. I don't regardless of how not attractive the draft is, um, it's still a valuable piece, I think. Um, But as far as realistic draft picks. I mean, realistic free agents. Um, Pascal Siakam is a free agent. Obviously, he's a free agent. He obviously got traded to the Pacers, and I'm sure
Okay.
he's enjoying his time there. But um, yep, Siakam can opt out. OG Anunoby would be amazing. He's in New York. He just got traded to New York. I'm skipping past guys like LeBron, Paul George, Harden. That's not going to happen. DeMar DeRozan is a free agent. Tobias Harris is another one that people keep bringing up. Um, power forward, power forward. Um, Drew Holiday can opt out and be a free agent. I already talked about Miles Bridges. Let's see what else. Nick Claxton, Emmanuel Quickly is a restricted free agent, meaning that Toronto can match any offer. Um, D'Angelo Russell, Malik Monk, some spark off the bench. Bruce Brown. Bruce Brown. He is a team option, meaning that Toronto. Well, I don't think Toronto is going to keep him, but obviously Bruce Brown was an ex-Piston. Clay
Did you say
Thompson.
Bruce Brown? Did you really say Bruce Brown?
That's NBA championship, NBA champion Bruce Brown. I forgot to mention that part. Grayson Allen, Valenciunas from New Orleans. Buddy Hield.
Hey, now you
You like Buddy Hield? That's a
yeah,
guy. You,
yeah. But do we need a guard?
Kentavious Caldwell Pope, another Piston, another ex-Piston. Westbrook, Tyus Jones. Yeah, Gordon Highway.
You know what makes me sick, Foster?
Sadiq Bey.
You know what makes me sick, Foster?
What's
Is
up?
that we got a plethora of players that started out here and leave and goes and be pretty good where they're, after leaving.
Pretty good. Oh yeah, and it's
Nobody like
all
crazy, but Chris Middleton is one that just like,
yeah. Chris Middleton had a run, but you always gotta look at it. You gotta put it in perspective. None of these guys are number one options.
right.
Even though we drafted them, well, we drafted. I think Dinwiddie was a first round pick.
Dinwiddie, oh my gosh. That's enough.
KCP, yeah, he's not that good now, um, but all those guys are complementary role players. KCP, he's fourth option on Denver. Dinwiddie has never been a top option. So these guys went to really good situations.
Yeah,
Middleton played with Giannis. Bruce Brown played with Jokic. Um, who else did we mention? Dinwiddie found his way. He's never really played with top-notch talent, but it's all in who you surround yourself with more than anything, because these are all role players, borderline bench guys outside of Middleton. But,
yeah.
yeah, that's tough. Drummond would just had to be, Drummond had been the
Drummond,
guy we could have built around him, but can't build around a guy that shoots 50% from the field unless he's Shaq. I mean, 50% from free throw line unless he's Shaq.
right, right.
Great rebounder though,
I love rebound.
one of the best ever.
Let's take another break and we'll come back and we'll talk some more and wrap this thing up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't see the impact players wanting to come to Detroit. Like you read off a couple names and you was like, no, they're not. That's not gonna happen.
Yeah, I don't know. You certainly don't want to Harden. Paul George. He's going to come here for a zillion dollars and want to and play half the games. Like, yeah, none of it sounds appealing. I can't even think of who I said that I was head up. Obviously Miles Bridges would be cool because he's young, hometown guy. He feels an immediate need as far as a power forward that can score 20 points a game. Um, but yeah, other than that, yeah, Buddy Hill, Buddy Hill can shoot the lights out the ball, so you like that about him. Well, who else? I don't even know who else we said, but
Um, you say Moody or
Malik Moody, Malik Moody.
mhm,
No, is his name Malik Moody? No, Malik Monk.
Monk?
Yeah, Moody plays for the Warriors. I know you're talking about.
Yeah, Monk plays for the Kings,
Correct,
Sacramento. Okay,
correct. I think Oubre's out there too. Uh,
and he plays for Philly.
correct.
Yeah, I
What's for
just
Buddy Hill?
we'd have to be appealing to someone that's not being looked upon to put a lot of stock in, someone that's trying to prove themselves.
Yeah.
But those are the ones you're not gonna offer a lot of money to because they're just free agents. So, which is a good thing. I just think we're far from the days where people just wanted to be a Piston, wanted to
Yeah.
be a Piston in the off season, like free agency. Yeah, I'm going to sign with the Pistons. They got the money. They're going to break the bank, and those days are just not here anymore. We used to be
Mhm.
able to overpay somebody we thought was good. What was the guard name out of Chicago? He went to UConn, shooting
Van
guard.
Gordon
Broke the bank paying Ben Gordon
and Charlie V.
and Charlie.
Yeah, we had some rough. Oh God, we had
Yeah.
some rough years.
I think Dumars set us back as GM for a while.
Couple different ways. Got us a
So
championship. Yeah,
yeah, I mean they were going to win a championship. They were going to win a championship.
got to do it though. Got to do it.
What I'm saying is, okay, like for instance, and
He
reason why I
got
say that,
Sheed now. He got Sheed.
okay, well, this is what I'm saying. I'm that was very key. They wouldn't have won the championship without that move from Joe. I'll give him that. However, um, they could have had Carmelo. They could have had Wade. They could have had someone out of that. The Darko Milicic. That pick, you were going to win obviously, you won a championship taking Darko, regardless, right? But I think
Mhm.
you ruined what could have been more. You could have had a bigger run instead of back to back championship. You didn't win a back to back. You went back to back. You lost You lost to San Antonio the second in 2005. But I think the run could have been that much more potent if you had picked up. But who's to say you pick up Rasheed Wallace if you take Melo?
Right.
Probably doesn't happen.
Melo still has yet to win a ring. Also.
Yeah. So, but hey, what do I know? The thing is, I was just not. I do think years after that though, uh, the Rodney Stuckey era during that time, uh, not picking. I mean, just paying the wrong people and getting the wrong people in here, letting people go, set us back for a long time.
Yeah.
Different after the championship coach stepped down, we've been fishing for coaches. After Larry Brown stepped down, we've been hadn't had a staple of a coach. Think about it. What's Rick Carlisle has been in, even though he hasn't won anything. How long has he been there in Indiana?
He went back to Indiana. He went to Dallas for a while before he went back to Indiana.
I understand that, but I'm talking about his second stint. He's been there a little while.
Couple years because Jason Kidd hasn't been there that long in Dallas that long. I
Hold
think
on.
he's
Let me look that up because it seems like he's been there for a long time.
hmm,
Rick Lyle, 2003 to 2004.
so
Oh,
since
it hasn't been that long.
2021.
It hasn't been that long.
Yeah, he was in Dallas. He was in Dallas for a while. Indiana was before.
He was 2003 to 2007.
Right.
Okay, I digress. But the coaching carousel has been far crazier here in Detroit than we're used to. You got to think about it. Chuck Daly was a mainstay for how long? You know what I'm saying? And then after Chuck, who'd you have? You
A whole
haven't had
bunch of
anybody that you can really brag about and saying, "Hey, man, we wish we had outside of Larry Brown."
Larry Brown. Yeah.
Like we loved Larry Brown. Like, but there's that we haven't had a mainstay head coach, or not even a mainstay, a very good head coach. You remember George Irvine or whatever? He was he was the Grant Hill era.
Nah, that was early. That
Yeah,
was early for me.
yeah.
He was a coach.
Man, yes. He took over in the middle of the season one year and he did very well taking over in the middle of the season. And then he had the next season and it didn't work out.
Hmm,
Van Gundy
of course.
didn't do so well.
Not another guy that set us back.
Yeah. What was the coach right after Larry Brown? He passed away not too long ago. He was Kevin Garnett's original coach in Minnesota.
Oh, oh my God.
You know what I'm talking about. He got here and Ben Wallace wanted out.
Summers or
Flanders, Flip Saunders,
Flip Saunders.
Flip Saunders.
Who wanted out?
Ben Wallace.
Really?
He fussed that whole year. That first year, Flip Saunders was here. What happened was, and I'm gonna tell you funny. I got a funny story to tell you. Flip, they would the whole season when he was there, they were in a lot of close games, and the defense wasn't as good as it used to be under
Hmm.
Larry Brown. And they were in a lot of close games. And Ben Wallace spoke out and was like, why are we barely winning these games? We should be blowing these teams out by 30. Why are we not winning? Why are we barely winning in these games? And it was, come to find out, it was a shot towards Flip.
Okay.
Now, let me tell you something. I got a funny story, right? So I was going to Eastern Michigan at the time, right? I'm a late graduate. I'm just keeping it out, putting it out there. This is 2006, 2007. And when you go to community college first and you transfer to a 4-year university, you can finish out your degree classes, you can finish out your program classes. But if you don't have enough credits with that university, you can't graduate. So you have to take stuff like I had to take credits even though I didn't need the classes. I satisfied everything from my degree, but I needed like 14 more credits in order
Yeah.
to get the degree. So I took stuff like uh intro to football coaching, intro to basketball coaching. I took, classes like that. Now, one of the classes I took was uh coaching basketball, right?
Yeah.
They let us go. Our professor arranged for us to go watch a Pistons practice, right?
Hmm.
This is under Flip Saunders,
Yeah.
right? Flip Saunders was a wizard at offensive sets, a wizard. And I went to the practice and it didn't even look like a basketball. They was messing around, talking, joking. It was very, very laid back. And for a practice to be open to to the
The
public,
public, right?
it was too relaxed. And I'm sitting there like, man, they don't even be practicing for real. But
Right.
one of the things I noticed, Rasheed Wallace was the smartest player on the court.
Mm.
He was directing traffic. He was correcting people on their offensive sets. He was, and defensively, he was coaching them. He was a head coach out there on the court. He was the smartest player out there. And he'd be sitting around like playing around, joking around, and Flip was saying, "All right, come on, guys, let's go." And he had to ask him a few times for them to snap to.
Mm.
I'm pretty sure they didn't do that under Larry Brown.
Nah.
I'm more than positive that they didn't have it like that under Larry Brown. Because you know what? The hurting thing that hurt me, uh, Ben Wallace was a free agent and went to Chicago. That I was sick. Did
Right.
you leave and go there?
Right. Right.
But that was because he wasn't feeling Flip Saunders. He wasn't feeling
Mm.
the direction. And not long after that, Rasheed retired or went somewhere else. I can't remember. I think he retired.
Yeah.
But after Rasheed retired, and then it was time for Chauncey and Rip to go.
Hmm.
I think the last of the Mohicans, I think what's my man name?
Tayshaun was last.
Tayshaun was the last one there.
He was
And
the
then
youngest.
he went to Memphis or something or after that.
Hmm.
I watched that whole team break up. And I remember at one point Rodney Stuckey and Tayshaun Prince was the go-to players.
Right.
So it was not a good era. We deserve better as Pistons fans.
Soon come, I guess. I don't know.
How soon, Foster? Really? How soon?
One day.
3 years, 4 years?
Tough to say. Won't be next year.
Oh, that's good, Foster. I feel great
Hey,
about that.
I can guarantee you that. But
I mean, can you expect to have a crazy turnaround after going and starting off your first 61 games, 9-52, and followed by next year?
it's not that difficult to turn a team around, though. Like, it's gotta have
What
some
would
money, gotta have
what
a
what
little bit
what
of
would
luck.
what would it take? Okay, what would it take roster wise for the 24-25 season to be, I want to say 35-27 at this point in the season? What would it take for that? That's not a crazy record, but it's a tremendous turnaround from right now. What would it take roster wise? And you don't have to say specific people. You can say skill sets if you like. What would it take for us to get there? 30
A
something
good
games.
stretch, a good stretch for that play, a good stretch for that plays defense and can average 20 points a game, and uh, a dynamic duo one-two punch of Cade and Ivy, I think would do wonders.
Hmm. You know what's
Beyond that, I don't know.
You know what's really
So
disappointed? Listen, they showed all kinds of highlights last year. I mean, in the off season, Cade going crazy. I think I seen some with Ivy going crazy in pickup games or whatever. And I'm thinking, oh yeah, this is going to be a dynamic backcourt.
yeah, can't put any stock into those summer games.
I will not ever again.
Yeah, bad idea.
Yeah. That about do it for today. I want you guys to subscribe to our new YouTube channel, Bleachers to Speakers. Um, we don't have anything basketball up there yet. However, we'll be doing player profiles on that channel. We're going to at some point incorporate NBA players. Um, those prospects who we would like to see as a Pistons, whether they're free agent or through the draft, or our very own Piston players. You'll see that on the channel right now. You'll have Detroit Lions players and NFL prospects, along with draft prospects that we're looking at as well. So go to Motor City. You can go to, and of course, if you're listening, uh, go to Motor City Metrics as well and subscribe. But subscribe to Motor City Metrics. Subscribe to Bleachers Speakers on YouTube. Check us out on all streaming podcast platforms. All you have to do is go to Post Game Podcast FFSN in the search, and you'll see the red, white, and blue basketball court. And then you can also check us out with Bleachers to Speakers FFSN, and that's where we talk football. So, you got any last words before we get out of here, Foster?
Marcus Sasser, get it together, and
Mm.
Quentin Grimes. Let's try to play some consecutive games. That'd be nice. The two Houston guys, I don't think they played with each other since Grimes got back out. Since Grimes got traded to Detroit. So,
Did you read anything about Taj Gibson getting signed?
oh, we didn't even talk about Todd Gibson.
It's a
Yeah.
little too late, but
Well, yeah. I mean, Todd Gibson is not a high impact guy, to be honest. Regardless, it wouldn't matter if we had got him at the start of the year. He's like 30. He's in his mid 30s. And he's had, I don't know how many 10-day contracts he's had with New York, but obviously they've had a lot of injuries, so been they've been signing him back and forth a couple of times. But he's a good veteran guy for Duran and Stewart and the rest of those young guys to see, because Taj Gibson's been around a very long time, and they would be happy to have half the career years wise that he had. So yeah, not a move that moves the needle in any as far as wins and losses, but that another veteran, another veteran big man for them to work with.
okay. What kind of the game's at 7?
7 o'clock, about to start right now.
All right. Well, I'll let you good basketball folks get to it and watch the game, support the game, and if they win, I will be right here after the game talking, breaking down the game. Even if Foster's not here, I'll be here to talk about the game.
I got an
Some,
early flight tomorrow.
hey man, safe travels on your flight, man. When you coming back?
I'll be back Sunday afternoon.
Okay. Safe travels. I'll be in touch. It's always some kind of deal going on with you. I don't know. For a person with a job, you sure do travel a lot. All right. Yeah. Definitely hustling.